I think my love for ceramics was discovered way before I actually started pursuing it full time. First, I was introduced to it in college when I went to London for a foundation program. So they used to introduce us to every medium, and that's when I was introduced to it, and I just fell in love, yeah. I'm Garima, I'm a ceramic artist. You know, I'm a very restless person, and I remember the first time I actually started working with clay was the first time I felt like I could forget everything else and I could just work with clay. Till date, ceramics makes me anxious because I don't know what it is going to turn out to be. But it still calms me down a lot. When I moved to Singapore, I was still doing it as a hobby or basically to kill my time, and I was looking for something new. Found ceramics again, and that's it. I've been stuck to it since then. That was 2020, and I finally decided that, okay, this is what is my calling, and that's it. This is what I want to do. The biggest struggle was basically scaling it because there's only so much I could do myself. Up until last year, I would make each and every piece myself from my home studio back in Singapore. So I decided to move the production to India, and now we're working with a very small studio who train artisans. They all come from pottery backgrounds, from ceramic backgrounds, but they don't know how to be creative with that craft. What we do at that studio is basically train them and help them develop their skill to another level. The one thing pretty unique about my collection is I always, some or the other way, leave the clay raw. Like don't glaze the entire piece. Clay is just so beautiful in itself, and every time it just fires so differently. And also because the way it feels in your hand, once you touch it, that's when you know it's so smooth, it's so, it's just gives you that warm feeling. It not just looks warm because of its color, but when you hold that piece, you just get that warm feeling because it's just, how do you say, it's like it's a very warm hug kind of a feeling. Another thing that distinguishes my designs is the way I play with carving and making the handles of most of my mugs. So I tend to play a lot with textures. Again, because I love this clay so much, I like to leave the clay bare so that people can connect to the clay the way I do. My textures would vary according to my inspiration. So maybe my next collection, you might not see the same textures. You might see completely different textures. So, and the glazes that we make are all in-house. So they are all food safe, and we make sure that they are the best quality of glazes that are available. All my products are 100% handcrafted, and they are made individually on the potter's wheel. So you'll always find some uniqueness about each piece. No piece will be the same. Even though we try our best to make them the same shape and size, but there'll always be something different about them, which add character to each piece, and that is something that I love about it. That is also another reason why we still insist on making each piece on the potter's wheel, because we want to give that freedom and liberty so that you can own that one unique piece. You really need to hold these pieces to feel the uniqueness and the beauty of it.